Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Daz Reacts, and today I am reacting to some Katherine Ryan, and this is Don't Bother with a Revenge Body. And I do know Katherine Ryan. I've reacted to a few female stand-up comedians today that I've known from the mainly from like 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown and things like that, but not really from their stand up or anything. But I do know Katherine Ryan. I do know that she's done stand up comedy. I've never watched any of her stand up comedy. To be fair, up until now, all I've ever seen her is like Jimmy Carr's shadow. She's done a lot of shows here in the UK with Jimmy Carr, and I know she's done a couple in the US with Jimmy Carr, and she's been on a lot of what he presents and things like that. So she kind of become like his shadow. That's pretty much all I know of her. But from what I've seen of her, she can be quite funny. So I've got high expectations of this. The last video I'd done of a female comedian didn't really go down too well. It was funny-ish, but not my cup of tea, really. This one I'm hoping is. So, yeah, if there is any other comedians that you want me to react to, let me know in the comments down below and I will get around to doing it. But until then, let's take a look at Katherine.
Hello, girls. My name is Katherine. I live in England with my lovely daughter, who was born outside of wedlock, which is the name of my local pub. It was a wonderful day. It's just us. We are like two 8-year-olds, but one of us has cellulite and a credit card. It's her. It's her. She's a mess. My daughter's British, because we're fancy. I really recommend having an English child. It's like having a tiny, ineffective butler at home. Kids will always sell you out, though. She tells people, "My mommy hides wine in the walls." I'm like, dude, that's a wine rack. Please go over to it and get mommy a Chardonnay to go with my breakfast ciabatta. I'm having trouble with another mom at the school. She's called Jane. Jane used to have a corporate career, and now she stays home with 6 children, which is totally cool if that's what you want to do, but I didn't even know that you could have 6 small children. Like, what, she's got an ass like a peach, cervix like a hula hoop, Jane, just boom, boom, boom. Every 4.5 months, she has another baby, boom, boom. Jane's head of the fundraising. She's always trying to get me to help. Katherine, will you do the quiz? Katherine, will you make cakes for the cake sale? No, Jane, because you sell them for 10 cents. Are we selling these cakes for Bangladeshi kids, or are we selling these cakes to Bangladeshi kids, Jane? What's going on with your scale of economies? Where'd you get your price point? Are you having a breakdown, Jane? Do you need money? How about I cut you a check for $100? You fuck off and make 1,000 cupcakes. Jane, get off my dick, woman.
I know I get a lot of like American viewers and things like that on the channel. Here's one thing, like I've got a 6-year-old in school, and it seems like every other week there's an event that goes on in school where you have to give money over. Even like for next week. Next week there's one on Monday, which is Odd Socks Day. So we have to give over. It's only £1. It's not a big amount of money. It's only £1. But then on Friday, it's children in need. So like I've already had to spend money to make sure she's got like a top with like a spotted jumper and things like that. And then it's giving money over there. This week was the poppy appeal, so we gave money over for the poppies. And then the week before, I can't remember what it was the week before that, and things like that. It just seems like they just want the money. Every single week there's something going on where it's like, you got to bring money in, you got to bring money in. Like, stop trying to take my fucking money. But yeah, it's very annoying.
Jane has a ham-colored husband called Brian, whom I have never seen out of a bicycle helmet. You know these men, these spandex men. Brian runs marathons. My least favorite kind of person. What is it about a middle-aged man that he's got to know he could be 26 miles away on foot at any given moment? Jane says to me, "Katherine, you're wasting your life. Katherine, you should have another baby. You're running out of time." We're all running out of time, Jane. That's how time works. If anything, I got more time than you do, because I don't have to find 12 tiny shoes every morning. And I don't have to sleep with your husband. I fuck him because I want to. Have to. You don't have to do that. People are okay with the fact that I don't have a boyfriend. They get that. They don't understand how I don't want a boyfriend. I just feel like men are like dolphins. They should be enjoyed on holiday. They're almost as smart as people. But that doesn't mean you should have one in the house.
I feel insulted. I don't want to be a dolphin.
But that doesn't mean you should have one in the house. And maybe you're in healthy relationships, and good for you, but I'm just bad at it. If I was bad, this bad, at anything else, no one would try to get me to do it more. If I was a surgeon and I killed my first 2 patients and managed to burn down the palliative care unit, nobody would be like, you gotta get back in the operating room. Go for it. When my boyfriend left us to be an astronaut, my friends, they gathered round me, as friends do in times of tragedy, and they said, girl, you need to get yourself a revenge body. I was like, a what? A revenge body. Unless it's his body in the back of my car. I don't know what you mean. I know this could be triggering for you. You're like, Katherine, why are all your friends offensive stereotypes of black American women? No. My friends are gay British men. That's what I was doing.
Well, honestly, when she was talking like that, I automatically thought like African American woman. I never thought gay man.
No, my friends are gay British men. That's what I was doing. That's the voice. Girl, get yourself a revenge body. A revenge body, apparently, it was coined by Khloe Kardashian, one of my top 5 favorite Kardashians, guys.
So there's only like 5
She
of them.
went through a divorce, and then she got smaller, and apparently that's our best shot at revenge. Just when a man tells you to go away, just kind of go away. Don't bother, men don't do this. You don't watch revenge films, you know, Liam Neeson in Taken, a great revenge film. Imagine him on the phone. I have a very specific set of skills. You let my daughter go, and that will be the end of it. But if you don't, then, like Bible, I will lose 40 pounds. I will appear in my underpants on the cover of Complex magazine. And the captors are like, oh no, this revenge we never heard before. Here, have the child. I'm sorry, please. And scene. It's not gonna happen. I've decided I'm gonna be single until I am the age that Celine Dion is now. Yeah.
Do you know what? Honestly, here's one thing that after a breakup, that like before I met my wife, it was the case that like I had a relationship that I was not happy in, and like when it ended, it was such a relief that it ended. But I had this mentality that relationship ended, but I wasn't in this country, so I had to come back to this country. So I came back here with nothing, and I went to live with my mum and dad. And my mentality was that I was going to live with my mum and dad until they died. That once they died, I would have taken over the rent. I did not want to have another relationship. I did not want to meet anybody. I did not want that responsibility of having to please someone in any aspect of life in a relationship. That for me, I just wanted to stay single for the rest of my life. It was just a case that it was that bad, and like that was it wasn't even like people get that after like that it's a short term thing. This was a long term thing. This was a good couple of years even like after. And I met my wife so randomly that it was the case that like I never used to go out. I never used to go out drinking or anything. I had no social life. I used to wake up, go to work, come home, do what I needed to do, go to sleep, go wake up the next day and do exactly the same thing. I worked 6 days a week. Never wanted any kind of social life. And my brother bugged me for months to go to this certain pub on a Friday night. And I was like, nope, ain't happening. It is not happening. Not going out. Don't want to drink. I used to run a pub. I used to drink day in, day out. So for me, that drinking side was gone. That the novelty wore off completely. So going down to the pub and everything just was not something that interested me. And for some reason, it came to my birthday. Like it was the day before my birthday, and he come to me and he was like, Dal, listen, just come to the pub one night. If you don't like it, I'll never ask you again. Come to the pub and You'll have a good time. I was like, fine. Do you know what? You're pissing me off. You have not stopped asking me to go to this pub. My uncle and that used to go down there as well. Was like, you've not stopped asking me to go to this pub. Let's go to this fucking pub and get it over and done with, and that'll be it. You'll never ask me again. I met my wife that night. Never looked back. Never ever looked back. And I don't know. That's the thing that like with me and my wife, that we don't really share that many common interests. Like, there's a few things like TV programs and things like that we'll sit and watch and things like that. But for like the things that I enjoy doing, like, I'm an internet nerd, and like I like the PlayStation, I like Fortnite, I like gaming, I like going to the gym and sports, and just don't like none of that basically. But like, with a perfect match for some reason, like, it just clicked. But yeah, that, like, so I went from never ever wanting to a relationship to thinking that, like, when my dad and mum and dad die, like, I'm gonna have to take over the rent. So yeah, going out one night and meeting the wife. That, yeah, it was very random. Sorry, I rambled on about that.
Yeah, she's like the age that Celine Dion is now. Yeah, she's like a whole Kylie Jenner older than I am, and there's not a person in this room who wouldn't bang Celine Dion. Of course she would. She's an absolute hero. Celine Dion has released albums in Italian, Spanish, German, Latin, Mandarin, Chinese, Japanese, English, and French. The current president of the world's largest economy can't even speak one of those languages. Celine Dion is nailing it. Celine Dion is a freak in the streets and a freak in the sheets. Celine Dion has an $80,000 handbag and was the best thing about Titanic without even being in Titanic. She's so fantastic. She does anything she wants. I don't even think she knows the rest of us are here. She's so amazing that we looked at her life and we collectively decided that even though her wonderful husband met her when he was 38 and she was 12, we're like, yeah, that's fine. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, it's still fucked up.
Celine. That's Celine, I would. That's Celine. You gotta be careful of the different life. Melania Trump is an innocent gold digger who got caught up in the game. It's dangerous. Where did she go wrong? Well, she went too young, didn't she? He had time to be president. If you want to do that, I support you. Live your life, but go old. Go old. If he's still eating solid food, he's too young. You want him one line of Coke and a vigorous hand job away from you getting a summer house. That's it. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Katherine Ryan. See you soon.
I enjoyed her. I'm not gonna lie. I do apologise that, like, in between that, I kind of cut out and gave you a bit of my life story, but I enjoyed that. I did, and like I said, I've seen her in a few things before, and I do find her funny. And like, it is the case that, like, I knew she'd done stand up. I just never watched any of her stand up, but I did enjoy her, and I've got a few more that I want to watch of hers. So, like, expect to see some more Katherine Ryan on the show. And yeah, if you've got this far and you listen to me ramble on as well, then well done to you. Most people don't like to listen to me ramble on, so yeah, well done to you. But guys, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I will be uploading daily. I will see you in the next one.